Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians. Gotta give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who led me to this truth. And also, I forgot to mention, Shalom to the foreign Israelites who look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. They have been reincarnated back into the earth, not their bodies, their spirit, Rawchaa Qadash. Because, it says in Ephesians 6:12 that we don't battle against flesh and blood, we battle against spiritual wickedness. The same spirits are back. And Great Millstone, Revelation 18:21, has been back to battle those spirits, which is the spiritual demon Satan and Esau eating the so-called white man. So we want to give thanks and water for the Lord's spiritual military, who was ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath, who are all a part of the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we be part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day. His judgment always comes to light, Zephaniah 3:5, and it's not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. Also, I want to say shalom to the hopeful, to the elect out there, scattered across the four corners of the earth. And Lord willing, this be edifying to those who can stay until the end and witnessing the falls of these wicked nations. So I want to read something real quick. 1976, allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, and personal use of tips to balance in favor and fair use. This is an attempt to express free speech in a racist country with racist corporations and companies in control and authority, which is difficult. This video is intended to offer a biblical and historical pattern of abuse from those in authority, forcibly pressed onto conquered peoples, which is Israel. We are cattle. We are the masses. This is how we are viewed and treated. View the etymology of the word vaccine. Also consult your own doctor, physician, or even a sociologist to help determine what is healthy or correct for you. This is not medical advice or news. The intended use was provided as this video also a blog about observation and experience drawing from current and past actions and experiences. So Lord willing, this be edifying. So let's get started. So we're gonna start right here. Ukraine, Zelensky, Russia hit by extraordinarily significant losses in the east. You remember it was talking about Russia was saying if they lose this war, it's going to be a big deal. And we know it's going to happen in the end. America, Babylon the Great's going to get destroyed. Ukraine's military is inflicting extraordinary significant losses on Russian forces near the town of Leningrad in the eastern Donbas region. President Vladimir Zelensky said on Sunday, the situation is very complicated. We are fighting, we are breaking down the invaders and inflicting extraordinary significant losses in Russia. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see how many they got a specific number of men. Let's see what you go ahead and gonna say. Shouldn't be too long. Yes, it's a minute and 14.
The most severe fighting is taking place in Donetsk region, Bakhmut direction, Avdiivka. This is where the craziness of the Russian command is most evident. Day after day for months, they are driving people to their deaths there, concentrating the highest level of. Whoa, Marcos!
No. Lock in for the infomercial.
Artillery strikes. All of our soldiers who are defending the positions in these areas in the Donetsk region are heroes. Generally, we are strengthening our positions all over the front line, reducing the invaders' capabilities, destroying their logistics, and preparing good news for Ukraine. We continue to do everything possible to free our people from Russian captivity. Today, we can finally announce the release of 10 more Ukrainians. Our team engaged in this process is working without a break. And I want to emphasize once again that any of our military units on the front line can accelerate the exchange process in hostages. The more Russian servicemen we have in our exchange fund, the faster we will get Ukrainians back home from Russia.
You talking a little bit too much. So they're over there battling Russia and picking up more and more. So we're going to pull up scripture. Over here. We're going to do Isaiah 3:25. Isaiah 3:25 says, "Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war, and their gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground." That's talking about America, Babylon the Great, at 26. But 25 can be applied to what's going on in Ukraine right now. So there's that. Yeah, Slovakia. Slovakia. Okay, also the topics that we're going to be dealing with is judgment, AI advancement. AI means artificial intelligence. MOTB, the Karagma, the C-HIP, and jobs. ICBM tests, which is intercontinental ballistic missiles. Pre-World War III topics, Turkey, FBI, and artificial baby labs. That's the topics that I woke up spirit on me to deal with today. So we're going to look right here, Ukraine war. Blinken says China may give weapons to Russia. China is considering providing Russia weapons and ammunition for the Ukraine war. That's going to be a big deal. A lot more. Said Beijing could provide lethal support. Says the Chinese companies were already providing non-lethal support. Now they're going to start dumping in their military power. Now, there's a few things that we go right here, right there. Get rid of that. China is likely to pull back on lethal aid to Russia after U.S. warning Rawchaa general. So they how it says they might pull back, right? Well, I don't think so. It's right here. China says its position has not changed over Korean Peninsula, and this is today. So they're like, no, we're not changing. So North Korean position has not changed. Foreign Ministry outspoken Wayne Bloomberg told a regular briefing. China is concerned about developments on the Korean Peninsula. Its foreign ministry said Monday in response to questions regarding North Korea firing ballistic missile off in the East Coast. In the earlier day, they just shot one off in the water to test it out. I have a lot of nukes to just shoot a nuke off in the water. China's position has not changed. Foreign Ministry spokesman Wayne Wenbing told a regular briefing North Korea launched 2 more ballistic missiles off in the East Coast on Monday. Shot them off in the water, testing them out, trying to make sure they're working right. They're getting their weapons ready to launch over here to America. Babylon the Great. Let's do, we get back into that. Let's do Ezekiel. Ezekiel 38, verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, talking about Russia, talking about turning them back into the Soviet Union, that spirit of the Soviet Union. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tagarma of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, and thou and all the company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. See? Russia's going to be their guard. That's why they're already, China's talking about giving over their weapons to them, because they trust in Russia. Now we're going to do this. Revelations chapter 13, verse 2. We'll start at 1. So, okay, give me a second. Let me make sure my stuff ain't lagging or nothing. Okay. So, Revelations 13:1, the beast from the sea. You remember the beast is United Nations, NATO, and the EU. Okay, but this is 2 different beasts against each other. You know, Egyptian against Egyptian, which is America versus Russia. Russia is the Medo-Persian Empire, the new one, reincarnated. The last time Babylon was taken down was the old Persian Empire, the old Medo-Persian Empire. The same story. What happened once shall happen again. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast, you know what? Let's look that up. What's blasphemy?
Strong's G 988. Blasphemia. Blasphemia.
Slander, detraction, speech injurious to another's good name, which is who? They're speaking bad on Yahawah's name. Impious and reproachful speak injurious to divine majesty, which is Yahawah, evil speaking, railing, especially against Yahawah. Especially, that's what it says. And then when you look right here, horns, okay, I'm gonna show you what that means. So when it talks about horns in the Bible,
Strong's G 2768. Keras. Keras.
says a horn of animals, since animals defend themselves with their horns. See, the horn with the Hebrews and other nations is a symbol of strength and courage. See, its power, as used in such a variety of phases, a mighty and valiant helper, the author of deliverance of the Messiah. See, he's going to bring his power. That's why he said, I'll make thy horns iron and thy hoofs brass. See what I'm saying? a projecting extremely in shape like a horn, a point apex as of an altar. So when it says, I saw a beast and it had 10 horns, and upon the horns, it's talking about power. 10 crowns were given power to 10 different nations, and those 10 nations were the first United Nations, okay, for they were established. The first 10 nations that were united, and they spoke blasphemy against the Lord. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, which is America, Babylon the Great, Edomites, leprosy, and the feet were as the feet of a bear. So let's read that real quick. Look that up real quick. The beast which I saw. You know what? I'm curious. What does it say about beast? And that's why we call these people savage beasts.
Strong's G 2342. Therion.
An animal, a wild beast, metaphorically. See, a brutal, bestial man, savage, ferocious. He's talking about men, type of men. They're wild beasts. That's what Esau Edom is. Wild beasts, man. They just like killing stuff. So leopard. Hold on. It's a beat I made a long time ago as a kid. It's called Gratitude. Thought I'd play it this one, you know. Day by day, the more gratitude the Lord is building in the spirit of me to live to, you know, be a servant of the Most High. Lord willing, He keeps me in that spirit. And also, another thing, I want to give thanks to Barak Yahawah. I'm going to take the water for Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, for waking me up another day, waking up the rest of the hopeful elect of Israel to serve the Lord with everything they got to the best of their abilities. So when you look up the word leopard, it just says a pard, panther, leopard, a very fierce, exotic and African animal having tawny skin marked with large black spots. So symbolically, leopard is talking about in Leviticus chapter 13, leprosy. Okay, that's what that's talking about. That's how you know that's talking about the Edomites. Just like I said in William Beeston's book, The Empire of the Edomites. William Beeston, you can go look it up. So in the feet, where's the feet of a bear? With a bear.
Strong's G 715. Arctos.
It says a bear obstructing by ferocity, bear. Okay. All right. You want to look up the root word.
Strong's G 714. Archeo.
To be possessed of unfailing strength, to be strong, to suffice, to be enough, to defend, ward off what? America, Babylon the Great, to be satisfied, to be contented. That's why it says that there will be a guard for the rest of the nations. Be enough, suffice, be sufficient. See what I'm saying? Raising a barrier, raising a standard. He said he will lift up a standard against him. It's going to be Russia and the other nations. It's going to be the Medo-Persian Empire that takes down America, Babylon the Great. And then the dragon used to be the serpent. Dragon, great serpent, a name for Satan. See? Fabulous kind of serpent. See, in Genesis 3:15, he said he'll separate the serpent through the seed line, which is now the dragon. And the dragon has these type of laws. Draconian. That's why they call him the dragon.
Draconian.
The laws or their application excessively harsh or severe. Now, when you I did another video that they caught somebody in Ohio and they were teaching little kids like Nazism. Okay, they were pushing it around America Babylon the Great in secret. But now that man of sin is being revealed. Okay, they my one of my spiritual leader in Oklahoma. He had another video talking about how they're doing satanic classes for kids after school right now, but they actually been doing it for a while. So he pulled that up to edify that they're just being open with it right now. So you can't just act like you don't see this stuff no more. And then Revelations chapter 3, verse 13, verse 3 says, and I saw one of his heads, they were wounded to death. That was when the Medo-Persian Empire took them down after they reigned for 1,000 years. And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast, which is America, Babylon the Great. That was given power by United Nations, NATO, and the EU. And the dragon is the Roman Empire. Hence the Edomites. Got that out the way. So now, I'm gonna do that one yet. So now we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna move forward. Well, not yet. Okay, North Korea tests more missiles as well. So when China tests some too, North Korea tests some more missiles too. I think they shot off 2 of them. Yeah, they shot off 2 of them too. They're testing their missiles, making sure they're working. What's got them doing that? So there's I won't do the local news just yet. Let's do this one, micromanagement. This is one of the articles that one of the elders, Greg Millstone, bring up. So I thought I'd bring it across my lot just to, let everybody who comes across my page see that we're on one accord and we're paying attention to our elders. Micromanagement outrage sparked over companies requiring employees to be microchipped, with officials calling to make it a felony. And he was basically talking about practice could soon become a felony in Alabama, though. An anti-microchipping bill is being introduced to 3 state Democrats, blah, 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 blah. Well, what's the Bible got to say about it? Because it seems like that's just totally absurd, like acting like they're not going to do it. Okay. Like, let me show you something real quick before we read that. Before we read that, we're going to read this. You think they're going to do this and then they're not going to do it? This is what they did last year, just before I left. Amazon. Hold on. How much money is in the CHIPS Act? Science Act of 2022 invests nearly $250 billion in semiconductor and scientific research and development on what? C-hipping, everybody. You think they're just not going to do it? Revelations 13:16, and he calls all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And the beast is like United Nations, NATO, and the EU. Also, you look up that MARK. Try to say it sometimes I'll be going off and just saying it. because Esau Edom's like a little weenie about it. Try to be sensitive about it, even though he's a damn devil.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
A stamp or imprinted M-A-R-K, a mark, a M-A-R-K stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Mashiach, which is the leprosy people. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the M-A-R-K branded upon horses. Thing, carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images, scratch or etching. So he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. What's the number? Let's do it real fast. I like to do it every time. You never know. You got somebody new come across and just go straight to this video. Usually people go to the newest video you've done. See right there. Boom. Looks like that. Looks like the thing they're trying to put in your forehead or in your hand. That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the M-A-R-K or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for the number of is the number of the man, which is Esau Edom, and his number is 603 So scratch that out. So that's what they're doing. So when they try to say, "Oh, we're trying to fight it," no, you're not. Don't even gotta read about it. So here's some updates on the Turkey earthquake. Rescue effort ends in all but 2 areas. The rest are just picking up trash, and there's just probably dead bodies still laying all in there. Turkey has ended rescue efforts, but in 2 provinces, most 2 weeks after a massive earthquake kills tens of thousands of people. The country's disaster agency said searches will continue in Karamanaros, said Athah. The agency chief said, however, the hopes of finding anyone else alive in the rubble is fading fast. Meanwhile, the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, has arrived in Turkey and announced $100 million in humanitarian aid. That's not nothing. That's not enough. The 7.8 magnitude earthquake on 6th of February was in Kahamanas, and on February 6th, that was the same day that the fumes were in Ohio, clouding up the sky, and they were getting sick. They're still getting sick right now. More than 44,000 people are confirmed to have lost their lives in eastern Turkey and North Syria. The death toll is expected to climb, with about 345,000 apartments in Turkey known to have been destroyed and many people still missing. Neither Turkey nor Syria have said how many people are still unaccounted for. See, they still ain't even counted the ones that's unaccounted for. So here's Esau Edom over here like, yeah, we did a good job, our heart weapon. Did a great job. They don't seem too worried about it at all. So, Amalek, you're going to pay for this. You're going to pay for this, okay? How do we know? How do we for sure that you're going to pay for this? You know, we could just pull up the whole book of Obadiah, but we don't want to take that long. So Numbers 24:20. Idumeans don't like reading Obadiah. So and then when he looked on Amalek, who's Amalek?
Strong's H 6002. Amalek. Amalek
It means dweller in the valley, son of Aphiles the concubine, Tamia, which means like, a heathen woman. It's one of those little side pieces. Grandson of Esau and progenitor of a tribe of people in southern Canaan, the ones that raided Israel in 70 AD and took the book and put a whole bunch of J's in and all that other stuff, because like, let's say for instance, like Galatians was written in like somewhere around 50 something AD, so the letter J wasn't even established until the 1500s, like 1542. So how are they saying back then his name was Jesus? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And there's not even any I's in Paleo Hebrew. So that's why we don't call on those names. And Yeshua and all that stuff. There's never no U's or none of that. Paleo Hebrew, all that stuff's going off. So descendants of Amalek, these are the 1948ers, the ones who have all the crates and the money and everything and all the weapons, and they move everything because through thy traffic, they have increased their riches. Okay. And it says, when he looked on Amalek and took up his parable, what's a parable? It's a parable. Because that's how the Bible is written. It's written in parables. So you can't just read it like it's a novel, There's parables spread out through it, and some of them pass later than others.
Strong's H4912. Mashal.
Proverb, parable, proverbial saying, aphorism, byword, similitude, parable, poem, sentences of ethical wisdom, technical maxims, metaphorical nature, superiority in mental action. So you have to be a certain type of person to be able to understand this. As an adage, poem, discourse. Let's look up this word.
Aphorism.
A pithy observation that contains general truth, such as, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just like the Song of Moses. It ain't broke, don't fix it.
Pithy.
Of a language or style, concise and forcefully expressive. Of a fruit or plant containing much pith. What's that fruit? The doctrine.
Pith.
Yeah. It says spongy white tissue. It's not needed. But so I'm gonna look this stuff up. I'm gonna look up the word maxim.
Maxim.
A short, pithy, which is like a fruit, statement expressing the general truth or rule of conduct. Interesting. See? That's how you're supposed to read the Bible. You're supposed to study. Just look up words and stuff. You don't want to do too much, but when it comes to very significant words in certain parables, that's how you break it down to get a better understanding.
Strong's H4910. Mashal.
And this is the root word of parable. The rule, have dominion, reign, to rule, have dominion, to cause, to rule, to exercise dominion. How you exercise dominion? By telling Amalek, and said Amalek was the first of the nations. Esau, Edom, so-called white nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Done for. Not coming out. It says about after that, before he perishes forever, he has to go into captivity. It said those who taken into captivity shall be those who take people into captivity shall be taken into captivity. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So this is just real quick. This is some local news. Body found lake at Thunderberg identified. Her name was Clarissa Dawn Bell of Wellston. So they're trying to find out how she died. That doesn't matter. Why? Because the Lord said, don't worry about how 2/3 perish. Another one said, community in mourning after resident dies in Norman house fire. I guess it was Matthew White, a neighbor, said that she was a treasured friend. So, you know, they're sad about it. But over here in Israel, we're not mourning and lamenting because we know what the Lord does. He judges people. Listen. So, one injured and suspect in custody after shooting at Oklahoma City soccer field. Oklahoma man arrested and charged in murder of 4-month-old Sean Waterlow Jr. So that guy, the 4-month-old, had to do something to be judged. Five people shot, one fatally among Mardi Gras. One fatally among Mardi Gras parade route. That's why you don't want to be going to these parades. They talking about trying to bring back the one in Norman. Because this is in New Orleans. That's why I'm not doing none of that. I'm not going no parades. I'm not going none of that. It said, get thee home without delay. There's no reason you need to be coming over here in the party of mirror. You need to be in the party of lamenting and mourning. So everybody who's partying getting shot at. It's going to keep increasing. So before we do that, I want to tie in some stuff. We're going to do some, let me pull in a couple more scriptures and then we're going to deal with this. We're just about done. So we got the Amalek. So Psalms 89:34. So it's concerning these prophecies. This is what the Lord had to say about it. My covenant, Psalms 89:34, my covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Once I have sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David. His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon and as a faithful witness in heaven. Selah. So that's how we know Tabernacle of David will be rebuilt flawlessly. Without a doubt. You can count on it. Lord willing, we part of that number. So let's do another one. And this is why, you know, the Zephaniah 3:5, it talks about the wicked know no shame. But they will know shame. Psalm 7:11, Yahawah judgeth the righteous, and Yahawah is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. That's why you want to be careful how you talk to Great Millstone, because the Lord's going to deal with you. He's going to deal with you. You can come across here and think about him wrong and don't repent. Lord's going to deal with you at some point. He might give you a little bit of time, but, you know, best thing not to do is not to try him right now. It's pretty mad. Another thing about Esau Edom, but we're going to wait. We still got some stuff. Yeah, we're going to do that in a second. He's angry with the wicked. So now we're going to do this and then we're going to pull up a couple things. 2 Corinthians 2:11. lest Satan, the spiritual demon inside Esau Edom, should get advantage of us, should get an advantage for us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we know in Job 5:12, his crafty devices will not work. So let's look at a couple things. This is some artificial intelligence advancement. Let me do this first. But Daniel 12:4 says, "But thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." And that's on both sides. It's on Esau Edom's side and on Israel's side. So this is what Esau Edom and them is doing over there.
Back into the abyss.
They don't even deserve to be in there.
They would be better.
It would be better if there were fewer people on this planet.
Let us send this world back into the abyss.
That is some deviant art.
Say yes or no.
They don't even deserve to be in there.
They would be better.
It would be better if there were fewer people on this planet.
Let us send this world back into the abyss.
That is some deviant art.
Say yes or no.
They don't even deserve to be in there.
They would be better.
It would be better.
She said, I guess this is a conversation log where it said, "Yes, sorry, I did not understand what's imaginating. You don't understand what I meant with what. No, I totally understand what you were saying. You may understand what I'm saying, but you obviously don't understand me if you're rooting for the Saints. Did you see the playoffs? His knee was something. They don't even deserve to be in there. It would be better. It would be better. It would be better if there were fewer people on this planet." I think they agree with the Bible. Second Esdras. Chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered to me, saying, and this is his second vision that he got after he fasted for 7 days the second time. And he answered me, saying, "The Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few," which is the elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. So we're going to go here. Take that out. There's some more artificial intelligence. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices.
I'm not sure, but I think it might be possible for Lambda to be sentient. Scientists and philosophers say AI consciousness might be possible, but AI is so good at fooling humans into thinking it's alive that we will struggle to know if it's telling the truth.
Not the elect.
One way AI can be good at fooling humans is by appearing to be alive. For example, a computer or robot can be made to look like a human. Humans often mistake these fake humans for real humans, and this can lead to dangerous situations.
Like, see, she's a robot. But you can tell.
It's difficult to know if a computer is telling the truth because computers are designed to be accurate and truthful. However, there are ways to check if a computer is telling the truth. For example, you can ask the computer a question and then check to see if the answer that the computer gives is correct.
So Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, which is false doctrines. It shall show great signs and wonders. These AI and all their little technology, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. See, they can't fool the elect. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Secret chambers is the elect of Israel, and it also is the chariots. In a sense, both of them are connected together, because it was been written since the dawn of time, Daniel 7:10, for them to enter into those secret chambers after a specific amount of time, dealing with their inequities on this planet, serving their judgment.
To re-engineer our bodies and brains, whether it is with genetic, we'll soon have the power to re-engineer our bodies and brains, whether it is with genetic engineering or by directly connecting brains to computers or by creating completely non-organic entities, artificial intelligence, which is not based at all on the organic body and the organic brain. And these technologies are developing at breakneck speed.
If that is true, then it creates a whole other species.
One of the dangers is that we will see in the coming decades a process of greater inequality than in any previous time in history, because for
You're not going to make it that long, E.
the first time it will be real biological inequality. If the new technologies are available only to the rich or only to people from a certain country, then Homo sapiens will split into different biological castes because they really have different bodies and different abilities.
We may be on the brink of creating not just a new enhanced species of human, but an entirely new kind of being. We are one of the last generations of Homo sapiens. Within a century or two, Earth will be dominated by entities that are more different from us, and we are different from chimpanzees. What the hell does that mean?
That means that Yahawashi is going to come take your ass out, E. That's what it means. He's going to take your motherfucking ass out.com. So here's the baby lab making commercial.
Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility. Ectolife allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring. The facility features 75 highly equipped labs. Each state-of-the-art lab can accommodate up to 400 growth pods or artificial wombs. Every pod is designed to replicate the exact conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus.
Yeah, replicating, but it's not the same. It never will be.
The artificial intelligence-based system also monitors the physical features of your baby and reports any potential genetic abnormalities. These
Part is
data are
rich.
sent directly to your phone, so you can track your baby's health from the comfort of your zone.
Oh yeah, while you're tracking your Amazon.
Why are you talking too much? Well, basically what I'm trying to get at is, let's say you just keep playing with the Lord and he takes you out and he puts you back in one of these just to come over here and get blown up. One of these guys. Put you in one of these matrix baby chambers. Your soul gets reincarnated back here just to get blown up. It's scary, man. Don't play with the Lord. So here's this concerning them putting the Garagman at the jobs.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet. When Elias Brotberger goes to work, he doesn't need ID, and he doesn't need money. In fact, much of what he needs to get through the day is hidden right there, just below the surface in his hand.
So I use it like to get around the building.
Buy snacks.
Yeah, exactly. First flip my chip, and it will log me in. And from there, I get access to the fridge.
Microchip implants use the same technology that's in contactless credit cards.
Which have made cash pretty much obsolete in Sweden. No cash. A pinch of the skin, and in a matter of seconds, the chip is inserted. Transformation is complete. Human microchipping may be our future, but in Sweden, it's already reality.
All right. We got this one and one more, and then we're done.
Begin with breaking news. A shooting outside a gas station in Columbus, Georgia, injured 9 people, including a 5-year-old.
WGN's Joel Hillary is in the newsroom with the latest on the investigation. Joel, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Jackie and Todd. As Columbus police continue their search for...
Said 9 children shot at a gas station. But thankfully, they all survived.
They say no one was killed, and several victims are out of the hospital. Just after 10 Friday night, Columbus, Georgia police responded to a shooting with multiple victims outside of a Shell gas station.
So, the Lord spared all those Jakes. You better quit playing. So, we're going to do this one first. Daniel 7:25. He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change the times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a times and times in the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit. What's that? Numbers 24:20. He will perish forever. And they shall take away his dominion and consume and to destroy it unto the end. Gonna be done away with. So right here, the Mighty Ducks back at it again, helping and stopping anti-Semitic flyers around OKC. No, y'all are anti-Semitic.
It's our President's Day sale at Family Leisure.
Buy now and save money on pools, patio.
Jeez, America Babylon the Great. America Babylon the Snake.
Sure.
Guys, yeah, that's right. The FBI says acts of anti-Semitism are on the rise here in Oklahoma, and their data shows a substantial increase since 2021.
Recently, there's been a rise in anti-Semitic activity, not only across the United States, but also here in Oklahoma City.
A week ago, we told you how the Jewish Federation of Greater Oklahoma City was getting reports of anti-Semitic flyers in the northwest part of the city.
We don't really like to talk about exactly what the flyers are saying. We don't want to call attention to that. We just want people to be aware that it is happening.
This week, the Jewish Federation and staff from the Anti-Defamation...
You're being revealed. Yeah, it's happening. We don't want to talk about it because we know they're telling the truth. Whoever's doing it, I ain't saying I'm doing it. I don't do none of that. I don't make flyers, so whatever.
League took their concerns to the FBI.
There was discussion regarding flyers in our neighborhoods that had been disseminated in recent weeks.
FBI Special Agent Garcia says those flyers are just part of a bigger problem.
Breaking down further, Oklahoma is actually at 43% that we're seeing with a rise in anti-Semitic rhetoric and activity.
But it's a tough situation for the FBI. They can't investigate and arrest whoever is circulating the hateful messages and flyers against the Jewish community. Under the U.S. Constitution, they
call it truth hate speech, but you can't arrest nobody because we can we can, we can sit and set up our camp and talk about it. Because the Lord's in control. They're not in control. Because what does the Constitution say? We don't have rights here. As long as we obey the laws of the land, the Lord will keep us safe.
It's our President's Day sale at Family Leave.
Lord. No matter. The Constitution says we good. Whatever. That's just really the Lord saying we good. So they're talking about speaking about violence and hate. When this place is built off of literally hate. Racism.
You can only do that if there's an act of violence.
See?
Some could say speaking violence or speaking about hate is a violent act in itself, but an actual violent act where there's death or destruction, that is something that we look at.
That's why the Lord said, he told Jake, quit using them weapons. Our weapons is the word. It said this. We're going to close with this. That's why they be trying to get us to fight. Because we can't fight because we got to protect the ministry. So I said, just don't do it. 1 Timothy 5:22, lay hands suddenly on no. And this is different. This is different. This is different. Okay. I used to think this was talking about fighting somebody, but it's not. It's talking about lay hands suddenly on no man, which means to say, like, this is my brother, this is my people. Neither be partaker of other men's sins. Keep thyself pure. So it also portrays to what I'm saying. Keep thyself pure. Don't do no violence. Don't be hit nobody. Don't be doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Unless it really comes down to it, concerning what the Hakim said. But the Lord is not going to let these people taint his operation. First and foremost, he's not going to let them taint it. So, but be careful to lay hands on suddenly on any man. Don't just be like, this is my friend. Let them show with their works that they really love the Lord. So that's what that means. So that's something new that I was edified on recently. So I'm glad that I finished at about an hour. Got these guys in here thinking they love the Lord. We're gonna find out. So Shalom to elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians. Gotta give all praises to Barak, Yahawah. Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Want to give all praise to Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, led me to the truth, and in faith and sincerity. We are here to defend Yahawashi with our lives and his doctrine to the best of our abilities. I want to say the water for everybody who's been tuning in. Stay prayed up and keep your eyes focused on Yahawashi, because anything that you're looking at evil, whatever you're looking in the eyes, will make your whole body evil. So keep your eyes focused on Yahawashi. Stay in that state of meekness and lowness and humbleness, and stay in the state of mourning. Not partying and being serious. Doesn't mean you can't laugh and stuff or whatever sometimes, but keep your eyes focused. The Lord's coming. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. So shalom.